Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and the commodity ETFs that I follow. So again, I'm going to give you my financial opinion. And if you need any help with anything, check out finding-value.com. We do have a discount coupon code. Discount is the coupon code if you'd like to sign up and try the community there. Ask questions. We have a question and answer session coming up on Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. This is the dollar. We've got, again, this still looks bullish to me to move up. Why does it look bullish? We have stronger buying pressure, weaker selling pressure in terms of DXY. I call it buying and selling. Big green candlesticks, small red candlesticks with another large green candlestick. That generally works its way on up or sideways. So sideways to higher. Yields continue to be quite strong. You got the bloody nose. That's usually continuation to the upside. It's not a reversal candlestick, just a small, quote, profit-taking day or small yield down day. The 10-year still looks pretty robust. Same with the 30-year. Still looks good to go higher. That generally manifests itself with a stronger dollar. The TYX-TNX ratio is still inverted, which means that the 10-year, the shorter end of the curve, is going up more than the 30-year. The 10-year is going up more than the 30-year. So this ratio goes lower. When it goes lower, that's generally a tailwind behind energy and inflation-sensitive assets. Generally speaking, the past 40 years, gold has not done well under a yield curve inverting. But that relationship broke down in the 1970s. Is this the time where that relationship, even though we go down in the ratio, gold goes up in price? And that could be the case. It takes someone who's brave to buy a bunch of gold and silver mining companies as this relationship breaks down. So it's a little bit more difficult to play versus history. Bond prices still heading lower, down 0.86. It still has momentum. Does not look that good. Is it going to bottom here? I know there's a lot of support in the general region that we're at. But right now, down until we see reversal candlestick. Gold performing quite well today. I know we're hitting a little bit of this resistance line coming through, so we got a little bit of a wick at the top, but pretty decent showing in the face of a strong dollar and in the face of strong yields. So gold we'll see how it trades over the next few days. If we get small selling pressure or continued buying pressure, that is bullish. We don't want to see a gap higher with a gigantic red candlestick. We don't want to see that. That means we're heading lower. So that's what's coming. We need to watch the next few trading sessions. Silver is putting in a wick at the top. It is hitting resistance right where we're at. Here, let me go on the dailies. We're putting a little bit of a wick at the top. Now we're hitting resistance. Is this going to roll over, or are we going to punch through? I know a lot of people, they talk with very much confidence that we're just going to punch through, like Peter Schiff and some of those guys. I'm just going to wait and hold my judgment until we punch through. So gold looks good. Gold's kind of punching through now. Silver will follow when it believes that move. And then platinum is lagging behind, and we're still squeezing in this pattern here. Still squeezing up. And then palladium, it's heading a little bit lower, and that's also in a falling wedge. It really is. It's in a big, massive falling wedge that we could do a false breakdown and then rip it. That's a slingshot cheetah style. But not yet. It's still got momentum to the downside. XAU to gold ratio, even though gold was higher, the gold and silver mining companies sold off today. What the heck? It's confusing me to some degree, yes, but we're right at resistance. We need to break higher, guys. We need to break higher and get out of this downtrend line. We got to break out of here for gold and silver to start outperforming gold. Maybe the market doesn't believe the move in gold, but again, let's wait and see these next few trading sessions and/or weeks to see how this is trading. CRB index, which is mainly comprised of oil and energy and stuff, up today. Looks good. Looks like we could continue higher in the CRB index. It looks like this is primed for a move to the upside. CRB versus the S&P 500, a very big day today. So we've got some strong movements where commodities are vastly outperforming the S&P 500. I think this is going to be the case going forward. I think we're going to see a big outperformance of commodities going forward. GDX down, even though in the face we're right at resistance. Even though in the face of gold going higher. GDX also slightly lower, and then SILJ lower, right at resistance. Remember that big resistance line we got going across? That's also exhibited in silver, the physical price, the futures pricing of silver. We're right at resistance in a lot of these. I want to see if we punch through. If we punch through, bullish. If we don't punch through, we come back. We may come back for another loop or something like that. Crude oil holding in there quite well. This still looks really good. It'd be nice if I saw a nice strong closing there. Big fat candlestick is what I wanted to see. It's still a bullish engulfing, still signals that we could go higher. So just a little bit more selling pressure throughout the day. You can see it. We came up, then we just kind of moving sideways. Let me back out. So it's possible that we can get a return move out of this thing, but it looks good to go higher. That's my estimate on it. TTF gas moving on up 3.18%, and I think this is going to work its way on up. We're above support. We've broken through all that resistance, and it looks good. Nat gas also looks like we're touching down right on support. Looks like this would be a good spot to be looking at some of those natural gas companies that I mentioned in our midweek update today. So the midweek update, I did mention some of my favorite nat gas companies that I would be buying. XOP, yeah, you know me, right at the neckline, guys. We're right there. Look at that. We're breaking on through. We still get a little bit of resistance here, so it's not time to be popping bottles yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully we can break through here, and we could be popping some bottles, you know. OIH still looking strong, down day today, but still looks good. Just hold on, and when oil breaks to the upside, I think these are all going to go with it. I think people are just waiting for confirmation that oil is going to resume upward. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust looking strong. Did somebody put something in Sprott's Wheaties here? Because this one went way up, and then the other ones didn't. So this was the consolidation, the big move up. Looked very strong. We're breaking to the upside for the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. I drew in this little, I don't know, pattern here. What was that? Maybe a week or two ago? Whatever it was. I'll delete it, but there it is breaking up. Bullish engulfing, and then the break higher. URA, getting a little bit of a bloody nose. It's bleeding a little bit. What does that mean? Still move higher. It's just a small profit-taking day. Generally, you break out. You've got a little bit of residual resistance out of here. And then hopefully tomorrow we throw in a bullish engulfing or we just go up in these. URNM is the same thing, and same with URNJ. We're right at that resistance line, and we're just going to punch through it, hopefully. TAN down 2.92, doesn't like yields going up. We're right on resistance support. COPX down a little bit as well. A little bit surprising. I thought this was going to go up. We had a nice candlestick yesterday. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. And right now, still in the channel. Lithium down a little bit more. I thought we were going up here for sure. But sometimes it doesn't work out in that favor. Bullish engulfing here, that generally works its way up. But with yields going up, dollar going up, that did not go in our favor. So, nope, didn't work. REMX, same thing, did not work. So these are selling off lithium and rare earth metals, almost as if anything that has to do with renewables is not working that great at the moment. There could be ESG funds that are going non-ESG. Maybe they're liquidating some of their holdings. Tough to say. And they're going to go over to oil and nat gas, where all the money's being made. S&P 500 down day to day. It's not a reversal candlestick. We do have one here though. That's a bearish engulfing there. That generally puts downward pressure on it. So again, we'll see where this trades. We are underneath resistance, so we've broken out to the downside, and that generally works its way lower. The NASDAQ, same thing. We've broken through on a bearish engulfing pattern there. The downside, usually get a return move, and then you roll back over. So again, if this is a legit move, if rates continue to go up, I do expect pressure, a headwind, in NASDAQ and S&P. Seen a little bit of selling pressure in the banking ETF. This is acting as resistance, the trend line, and we're back right below the trend line / right on support. We've got emerging markets, strong dollar, strong yields, doesn't like it. And a little bit lower still. XHB does not like strong yields. So this still, to me, looks like we could head lower. Now, I know people think, I'm bullish on housing. And I'm trying to still figure out, are we going to get a pullback in the short term where the yield curve uninverts and we see weakness in the overall markets, they lower interest rates, and then they ignite a big move to the upside in banks, which would be KRE, like for instance, this is a Livermore accumulation cylinder. The thing that's holding this all down is interest rates. Interest rates are holding the bank stocks down because of all the bad bond exposure that they have. And then the home builders are also they could head a little bit lower back down here for the interest rates and affordability. But at some point, if things get slow enough, Powell basically is destroying the tax revenues of all these states potentially. Is it possible that we come down, they lower interest rates, and then they just moonshot the home builders ETF and also the banking ETF where they make all the loans? Possible. But right now, with yields going up, this looks like we could continue lower. MOO also getting a little bit more selling pressure. We had a bullish engulfing yesterday. It was lining up very well, but guess what? We sold off today. So let's see if that selling pressure continues or if we had a fluke of a day. Copper's still holding in there. Is this the bottom down here where this candlestick is? It's not a given. There was some selling pressure here, guys. No follow through. So we'll see. More sideways action perhaps, or maybe the market conditions need to change for people to take a little bit more confidence in copper. Iron ore moving sideways, at least 63% over in China. This is still a break, and I still think we're heading higher in iron ore. Nickel down a little bit. Again, I'm not getting in front of this. It still has momentum to go to the downside. Aluminum up 0.52%. That's looking better. Right on support. Baltic Dry Index ripping it. That's looking fantastic. I think Baltic Dry Index continues higher. I do have some of my favorite companies on the website. I talk about some of those, and when I am accumulating these in this general vicinity. Coal, Newcastle coal futures. I think there's opportunity in coal, and I think it's in a good location down here. I do. I think it's bottoming out. Remember, we saw nat gas break to the upside. This is your basing pattern down here. You got a break. We've come on back for a retest move. In this general location, that is where I'd be looking. And there are some opportunities out there that I do like. Bitcoin down a little bit, but that still looks really bullish, guys. There's no selling pressure here. These are just two little down days with a big, large up movement. So it looks bullish to me. Ethereum's trading a little bit different. This still looks like we've got some sort of So, the momentum's still to the downside. You can see that we are, I don't know, something like that. It's like this. Let me throw a legit, some straight lines on here so you guys don't go crazy. You could say that's like a flag pattern that dropped in, perhaps, but we're underneath that support, much like the S&P 500, much like the NASDAQ. So really the question is, what is the Fed going to do? And what are they allowed to do? What does the government want? And are they going to do whatever the government wants? I don't know. Why does that matter? If interest rates keep rocketing, it's going to move money into the energy sectors, which we're seeing, like oil, uranium, nat gas, energy service. Those are all looking pretty good. And if that continues, money's going to continue to rotate over there. If they do QE, I think money's still going to go over there, but some of these other sectors would respond if they did QE or some sort of stimulative measures. Now, I know people think stimulus, they think stimulus checks. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like, if they were to try to control yield curve control and all that, that would be stimulative. So it depends on what they do and what the reactions are. Of all the sectors, Baltic Dry Index looks really strong. Iron ore looks strong, and those two are interconnected. And energy looks strong. So those are the sectors that I would focus on at this time. And then gold and silver, we're watching it. Is gold's breakout legit? I don't know. The gold and silver mining companies don't seem to believe it. So again, we need more data here before I'm like, yes, it's 100% in the bag. So, well, nothing's 100%, but more percentage in the bag is what I'll call it. So we're still watching that. And again, we've got a 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time question and answer session coming up on Sunday. So we'll see you guys there. Catch you later. This is Finding Value.